Okay, YouTube's acting really weird tonight. For some reason it's taking forever to process videos. So a whole bunch of mine might show up at once. Actually did them hours apart. This is version 0.2 of the Agile Comedy project. And just to add a little bit of nerd talk, I will probably be having a go at doing this live, which I'll call the beta release version 1 tomorrow. I don't know if there's anyone in Melbourne watching, but there is a backpackers in Melbourne City called All Nations having an open mic night tomorrow night that I plan to rock along to and give this little routine a go. Probably a lot more like this version 0.2, a bit shorter and sharper than version 0.1, but we shall see, and I'll try and get a video of the performance and post that as well. In the meantime, enjoy version 0.2. Have you seen that old James Bond film where Sean Connery talks about smelling like a tart's hanky? It's all tied up with these gay assassins who are out to get him, and they apparently wear some cheap and tacky perfumes. And Bond gets it all over himself and complains that he smells like a tart's hanky. Now, I was reminded of this at work today, not because there's a significant gay assassin problem where I work, it's more the smelling like a tart's hanky. You see, in the toilets, there's one of those deodorizers that sprays out a little burst every so often. The idea is that it covers up the shit stink in the toilets. Well, that's a good idea in theory, but in practice, it's lacking a bit. And the biggest drawback is really, it's pretty a horrible stink in itself, what comes out of these so-called deodorizers. Arguably better than human excrement, but really not great. And it's compounded where I work by bad design, because the deodorizer is just above your head where you wash your hands at the sink. And this all came together in a really horrible way for me today at work. I was washing my hands, and just as I turned away, I was looking straight into the deodorizer, and it sprayed a burst right in my face. I breathed it in and almost collapsed from choking, and it had gone right in my eyes, pretty much blinding me. I staggered out of the toilet and smacked straight into one of my co-workers who wanted to know what was going on, and the conversation went a bit like that. They started off by saying, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" "I just got sprayed in the toilets." "Oh, you should be more careful. Luckily, you're wearing dark trousers. Nobody will even notice." "What? No, not like that. It's in my eyes." What were you doing that got it in your eyes?" "What's wrong with you, you freak? That isn't what happened. I wasn't at the urinal. I was at the sink when it happened." And honestly, it went downhill from there. I think the moral of this story is, don't start conversations with your co-workers about getting spray on you in the toilets. This whole thing shouldn't have happened. I don't know why I was even washing my hands. All I'd done was take a piss, and it's not like I pissed on my hands. Now, there is a bit of an etiquette issue for guys. When should you wash your hands after touching your dick in the toilets? And there is an unspoken but fairly universal rule with men. You wash your hands if anyone's there to see you. Face it, guys, if no one sees you, you don't bother washing your hands. And why should you? Who invented this rule? Wash your hands just because you touched your penis. Someone with a really filthy penis, apparently. And honestly, that's not my problem. My dick is one of the cleanest parts of my body, usually. Think about it. In the morning, have a shower, wash, and then, straight after, Mr. Happy gets tucked safely away in the undies and doesn't really come into contact with a whole lot after that. My hands, in other words, they are touching every filthy surface under the sun. My dick is nice and clean and safe. My hands are filthy. It would make more sense that I washed my hands before touching my dick to keep my dick safe. My dick's not really much of a threat to my filthy bloody hands. In fact, I was thinking about that. I thought I could be onto something. This could be my claim to fame, spreading the news that it's a better idea to wash your hands before you touch your dick rather than after. So I did a bit of research. I went onto the internet and looked up the idea, and it turned out I'm not the only one to think this. It's actually a reasonably widespread theory that it might be a good idea to wash your hands before touching your dick. Seriously, I actually did this. You can do it too. Type "is my penis dirty" into a search engine. You'll find some very interesting websites. But I was hoping to be original, and this turns out not to be original thoughts. So I needed to take it somewhere else to be remembered, push it a bit further, push the envelope, kick it up to the next level. How can I prove to people my confidence in the cleanliness of my penis? And I've hit on the perfect answer. From now on, if there's anything I want to be really clean, I'm wiping my dick all over it.